Hello my little butterbeans, welcome to my YouTube channel. I've decided to start this YouTube channel because I want to vlog my experience with CFS, also known as long COVID, also known as myalgic encephalomyelitis, because I want to one day be able to look back at January 2025 and say, my God, was it shit then? But my life is so great now. I'm also doing this because it'd be nice to get a sense of like a community of people that are going through the same thing, because this is a very lonely thing to go through, or it feels that way, especially because people often don't understand what you're going through, or actually that it's just very difficult to understand. Because if you think back to when you were healthy, if any of you can remember that, if you think back to when you were healthy, are there words that you could use to describe what you're going through now? Are there things, experiences that you could say are similar? My best description for quote unquote healthy people is that it's like running a marathon, getting the flu, running a marathon, and then having jet lag. Or maybe it's having the flu, getting jet lag, and then running a marathon. And that is how it feels, and you get used to it. Can you even imagine getting used to that? No. You know that it's gonna go off and you're gonna be fine in like 2 weeks. Except with this, you don't know when you're gonna be fine again. In other words, it's pretty hellish. I've had CFS for a year and 10 months roughly. Coming up to 2 years. So yeah, I know that I'm gonna get better one day. I'm speaking it into existence. I'm on some new medication at the moment, which, fingers crossed, touch wood. I need to actually find wood. I'm sure there's wood in that. I've got hopes, so fingers crossed. I'm not going to go through my whole journey with CFS in this video. I'm just going to be talking about a day in the life. So come with me. Come along and suffer with me. No, I'm joking. I just think it's fine. It's just like going to be. I like to think that it'll be interesting for people who don't have CFS or a chronic illness, for that matter, to see what it's like, to see what kind of inner dialogue, an example of what inner dialogue we are having with ourselves every day, and the mental gymnastics that we're doing all the time just to live. Okay, so let's jump right in. Okay, so if I've had a great night's, I say great, if I've had a good night's sleep, I'll wake up at about 11 a.m. to 12 p.m, assuming I've fallen asleep at 11 p.m. the night before, or to midnight. That means I've got 11 to 12, or maybe even 13 hours sleep. That's very rare. That's great. That's like super ideal. My body is under a lot of stress, and sleep is not very restorative as it is for people with chronic illnesses often. So the more sleep I get, the better chance I have of feeling somewhat restored from the previous day. The day that I filmed all these videos, I did actually get, I think, 11 hours sleep, so this was a good day for me, and I had the energy to set up the tripod and phone and act on camera for you. Also, my day massively depends, the quality of my day massively depends on the quality of sleep I get. Sometimes my sleep can range from 4 hours to 12 hours. If I get 4 hours sleep, I'm in for a bit of a scorcher. And I won't be having a lot of fun. And I'm probably going to be doing meditations a lot to try and cope with the exasperation of my symptoms. So when I first wake up, I'll spend about an hour horizontal in bed on my phone. I know everyone says don't go on your phone constantly, it's bad for you. If you're chronically ill, don't feel bad. Do not feel bad. You got enough to deal with. Don't feel guilty about being on your phone. You've got literally nothing else to do. It's absolutely fine. As long as you're not comparing yourself to people online, or like trying not to, then like you're fine. You're fine. I mostly just scroll Instagram at like random singing videos, crochet videos, dog videos. And then I play phone games until my brain and body decides, until they've come alive, shall we say. Systems are somewhat moving. At that point, I'll usually go to the loo. I won't have been for a wee for like 13, 14 hours at that point, probably. So I'll be desperate. But it still takes me an hour to get out of bed in the morning. I think that puts it into perspective, actually. Like, you'll need the loo, but you cannot move because you just don't have the ability to. You're too weak. You know that if you got up, you'd faint, fall down. You'd become like almost, I don't mean paralyzed in the literal sense of the word, but your body, the systems in your body will stop you moving. I don't really know how else to describe it. Or if you do, the consequences are very bleak, and I'll have a crash. So that's why it's important for me that I don't get out of bed before I'm ready to. And then I chug some water. I haven't drunk in ages, so I'm absolutely parched, and probably going to get a headache soon. At that point, I'll probably sit in bed for another 20 minutes, depending on how well I'm feeling that day. Chug some water, take my pills, find something warm to wear. Then we venture downstairs. Okay, so once I'm downstairs, we've made it. I zoom around on my little stool that I built myself. I procure some food, boil the kettle. Usually have yogurt, granola, berries. Try and get some fruit in every day. I try and have tea every morning. I do not have caffeinated tea. I used to swear by teas. Loved a cuppa. Cuppa would solve anything. Turns out it doesn't solve chronic illness. And I do feel better, slightly better from having cut it out. It would give me a wired feeling. So I no longer drink caffeinated tea. Oh yeah, going back to the chair, I really struggle, particularly in the morning, I really struggle to stand up or walk around much. In the morning, it makes my heart rate go kind of wild. I think I have POTS. Not really sure. Those who know, can't bother to explain it. Google is your friend. So that actually helps me quite a lot in the kitchen. And it makes breakfast time much less daunting for me. Okay, once I've got my food and my tea and another glass of water, I generally lie on the sofa, read a book, and eat my food. I like to be horizontal most of the day. Then I will probably close my eyes, honestly, for a bit, because usually the whole breakfast and going downstairs is a bit of an ordeal for my body so early in the day. Goodness me. So that's quite an ordeal for me, so I'll probably close my eyes and maybe listen to a meditation. I like the accept and surrender meditations, those kind of themed ones. They help me feel safe in my body. That's like really a really important theme for me, because the symptoms can be quite scary, and makes you panic, if I'm totally honest. And so you just do anything to distract yourself from the feelings. Sometimes that looks like, in the past for me, it's definitely looked like doing too much. Maybe doing the opposite, going a bit wild. You're afraid of stopping because then you'll have to feel the symptoms. The body's very clever. It uses adrenaline to do things when there's no energy left in the system. So what triggers the adrenaline is going into the stress state. So you become so stressed that you can't do anything, that it triggers adrenaline, and then you suddenly get this surge of energy to do something. It's very unhelpful, and it actually makes you worse off, because it's not, I like to think of it as fake energy. It actually depletes you quite significantly. It's like taking like a loan out with a really high interest rate. Like it's just not worth it. But like at the time you're like, YOLO, you only live once, like have fun, go crazy. It's like exactly the same as taking out stupid loans. Not that I've ever done that because I'm clever. Anyway, once I've finished my breakfast, read my book, maybe I've come to a bit, maybe I haven't. Generally, I like to do a little bit of movement. I like to go on the floor, get my yoga mat out, go on YouTube, find a yin yoga video. Yin yoga, very gentle, very gentle. It's often seated or lying down poses, which is great for me as someone who struggles to stand or even sit upright for long periods of time. I like to have my legs up. That really helps me. Not really sure why, I'm not a doctor. I'll do yin yoga. That really helps me feel grounded in my body, feel safe in my body, gives me confidence that my body can do things, even though I'm doing like the tiniest movements. Actually, yin yoga is basically just like holding positions for minutes. And these are lying down positions where you're not pushing or trying, you're just sinking into the positions. It's lovely. Highly recommend yin yoga. And it's actually reduced a lot of my anxiety. As I've started to get a little bit more energy, because it's been so long since I've had energy, or this amount of energy, I've developed a lot of anxiety about doing things, leaving the house, or doing anything that's slightly more than my normal. I would get I don't know if it's debilitating anxiety, but anxiety would trigger symptoms, because emotions and intense emotions, energetic emotions such as anxiety, takes a lot of energy out of the system. It's very depleting. Usually I'll procure some more food at this point. I'll have soup with a couple of crackers. I don't have a massive appetite as much as I used to. I used to eat very well. I developed a lot of nausea from the last summer, where I was so poorly I struggled to feed myself or feel well enough to eat. I would skip meals because the going downstairs to make food, even if it was putting something in the microwave or literally getting something out of the fridge, that was too much for me. And then after that, I will have my second round of medication, which I have to take on a full stomach, otherwise it exasperates I get nauseous. So yeah, after that, put stuff away in the dishwasher. Thank goodness for that. If I'm up to it then I'll go back on the sofa, lie down, and I'll crack on with a bit of a crochet project. I love, 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 love my crafts now. Crafts are a massive part of my life now. I'm a very creative person. I'm also a logical person. That was very much my day job before I got sick. But now I'm like a full time is a stretch. Full time creative person. Which is lovely, and it means that I can pick it up and put it down whenever I want to. So yes, if I'm feeling up to it, I'll do a little bit of crochet, and I'll do that for a while, depending on how good the brain fog is. If I start to feel my hands go limp or weak, then or my eyes lose focus, then I know that I'm doing too much. I try not to let it get that far. I try to have breaks before that happens. And maybe I'll listen to an audiobook at the same time if we're really feeling adventurous. For people with chronic illnesses, the system gets overloaded very easily. So we often can't multitask. That's too much for our bodies and our brains and our nervous systems. So doing something at the same time is actually like listening to an audiobook and crocheting. It's actually quite actually uses quite a lot for us. Like recently I have been able to do that a little bit more. I actually try not to. I like to just be alone with my thoughts with the crochet. I find that is more calming for me. Yeah, and I just like it. I'm really enjoying the crocheting. I make gifts for other people, for my friends and family. If it's a very good day, I'll aim to get out of the house. How exciting. I'll walk about halfway down the road and back. Sometimes I may even go all the way to the end of the road and back if I'm feeling particularly great. After that, I'm resting. I probably need to lie down, depending on how much I've overdone it, if I have at all. If I've overdone it quite a lot, then I will. If I've really overdone it, I go straight to bed, shut the curtains, eye mask on, earplugs in. If I've mildly overdone it, I can lie on the sofa, put my earplugs in, and listen to meditation. If I've not overdone it, I can go back to my crochet project, which is ideal. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes. If I've mildly overdone it, I'll do a meditation with breathing exercises, slow, gentle breathing, really helpful for me. After another rest or sofa session for another hour or two, it's probably like 5:30 by this point. I'll then have a bath. I spend probably an hour in the bath. I bloody love baths. I can't get enough of them. I don't know what it is about them. I feel very soothed. I feel very grounded. I often feel much better after them. I do a whole skincare routine in the bath. I know I don't shower anymore, which some people might think is super gross. I can't stand for very long, and the noise of the shower, totally overwhelming, overstimulating for me. It's too exhausting. I know it's only short. I know you're only standing there for a short amount of time, but it's too much of an ordeal. The thought of sitting in a bath, lovely. I get some bubble baths. I light a candle. I'll get some bath salts in there. I do a skincare routine. I got myself a little headrest pillow thing in the bath. Got myself a little bath tray. My baths are my oasis. Probably the best part of my day, every day, is the bath. I love it. I'll probably play some more phone games as well. Yeah, I'll do my skincare, and I kind of see it as this kind of ritualistic self-care routine. And I find it a very loving and gentle experience doing my skincare. So I really enjoy that. Also, the like just having the candle lit, that dim lighting, that is like relief for my brain. Oh, not having bright light. You don't realize until it's dark. Just that dim light. Oh my goodness. It like scratches my brain in the best way. It's like my brain gets to turn off. I don't know if anyone else can appreciate that. Maybe autistic people can. I don't know if that's like an autistic thing. It's probably a neurospicy thing. But turns out it's also a CFS thing. Light sensitivity is one of those things. Symptoms wise, I often feel better after a bath. If the bath water was too hot though, I will have a mini crash, and I will not crash, but I feel quite depleted afterwards. I'll probably spend like 30 minutes or so lying in bed after that, in that classic just flop on the bed. Yeah, it's kind of a recovery from the bath, to be honest. It's like every time I'm doing something different, moving from one state to another, I have to like adjust very slowly. Then I usually have dinner with my parents, which my mother has often lovingly prepared something for us. Occasionally my dad does, but never me. That would be way too much for my current capabilities. I'm very grateful for my very grateful for my family support. I would be starving without them. After dinner, I do a lot of chatting at dinner. I love to chat. Me and my mum love a good natter. I usually lie down on the sofa with the dog, do some real crocheting, chat with the rents, read or watch TV. Usually, this is the best part. Like, symptoms wise, this is the best part of the day for me. I usually am most symptom free at this point. So, I can engage a little bit more in conversation. Yeah, I feel a little bit more switched on mentally. And then I try to be in bed, but like 9:30, 10. And try to be in bed by 9:30, 10. Write in my diary. I have a diary where I write every day. I give my day a score from 0 to 10. 10 being super healthy, can work full time and have a social life. And 0 being nearly tube fed, dead kind of level. And at the moment, I'm at a solid 30%, 35% of my optimum health, and I aim to be lights out by 10:30, 11. It's usually 11:30. And then I hope that I just fall asleep. Sometimes I don't. That's annoying. But honestly, it's something I'm quite used to. This new medication I'm on has been helping. And generally I can fall asleep pretty quickly. If I can't though, I will try and find one of those. I think it's Jason Stevenson and Michael Seeley. They do these hypnosis sleep meditations on YouTube, and they have the most relaxing voices. There are some other people, but those two are like really, really great. I'll often listen to them if I can't sleep. And more often than not, they work. Sometimes they don't, but hey ho. So yeah, that's a day in my life with CFS. Hope you enjoyed. I don't know how to end this. Oh my god, where did he go? Poor Matt.